Chris here on a Sunday night. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about stacking Dogecoin. That's right. This is a bear market, and bear markets are time to accumulate. And I know a lot of people think that Doge is down and they're disappointed about that, but I'll show you a few things to maybe help you out a bit, and so you can make a decision whether you think now is a good time to be buying crypto or not. So if you're here live, welcome. Put some messages in the chat. I'll be glad to respond. If you're watching this on video on the replay, all of my live streams become videos on my channel. And so that means you weren't with us on Sunday night, but that's okay. Do leave a like also, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that little notification bell so you can be notified when my live stream starts, so you won't miss it next time. So let me drop down here into the corner, and we'll take a look at what's been happening today. Right now, I've got this orange line drawn here while Doge is at 820. So at 820, we do have some upward movement through the last day and a half after Dogecoin had dropped down below 8 cents early yesterday or middle day yesterday, came up. And then once it reestablished itself over 8 cents, it's been on this steady rise, as has Bitcoin. If we go to the Bitcoin chart, we can see Bitcoin was on a somewhat less steady rise. And then this afternoon, there was a little pump here. So we had a little bit more volume on Bitcoin here. And that little pump of Bitcoin helped the whole crypto market kind of go up there. But still overall low volume for Doge since yesterday's trading as Doge dipped down below 8 cents. Last night on a live stream, if you were here, you heard me talk about buying some more Doge right here at 790. So I caught that dip and added a little more Doge to my stash. So stacking more Dogecoin, because in the future, I believe Doge will go on another run. And because we don't know what's going to happen with Elon Musk and Twitter and Tesla and SpaceX. And as we're here in this bear market, I just have this feeling that it's going to go places, and I want to be on board with that, with a better stash of Dogecoin than what I had before, because I held all the way through 2021 and 2022, so all the way up and all the way back down, not quite down as far as Doge had, where Doge was at the beginning of 2021. So one article I'm going to reference here is The Motley Fool. Now, The Motley Fool, sometimes they write these articles really bashing Dogecoin, but sometimes they support it. This one's kind of in the middle, but if you invested $10,000 in Dogecoin in 2020, this is how much you would have today. Dogecoin's viral popularity has fueled huge returns. The cryptocurrency is flawed, and they're just saying just because it's inflationary and that more Dogecoins are added each year, they're actually rewards to miners for validating transactions on the blockchain, and so more are minted each time there are rewards for mining. So that's how the miners get distributed Dogecoin. So that Doge goes to the miners. If they sell some, then it goes into circulation, or if they're just stashing it, they're stashing it. But that's built into Dogecoin and how Dogecoin works. A tenuous landscape across crypto could limit future upside. And that's a short-term thing. And that's just because we're living in this world of recessionary conditions with high interest rates, still high inflation all around the world. And some countries are hit worse than others. And that's where we are right now. So let me get to Super's question here first and get this out of the way. I did start my own coin. I left that community and not going to do that again. So not interested, but hello. So you probably don't need me to tell you 2022 was a challenging year for crypto investors. Ironically, cryptocurrency Dogecoin has remained one of the market's most lucrative investments over the past 3 years. Had you bought $10,000 of Doge 3 years ago, today it would be worth $327,000. That's right. So a lot of it is timing, but that doesn't mean there's not still more profits to be made, because we don't know where all of cryptocurrency is going in the future. We don't know. So we're guessing that there's going to be another big crypto bull market. Will it happen now? Will it happen in the future? I think it's going to be happening more 2024, 2025. I think we'll see some little bull runs in 2023. I think that's what Super is getting at here. Will we do any better? I think we're going to do better in 2023 than we did in 2022. That's for sure. 2022 was bad. There's no doubt. And there was a lot of negativity, and that was also spurred on by the Luna collapse, the whole Terra ecosystem, followed by Celsius and Voyager, and then FTX and BlockFi and Genesis. So all of those lead up to just bad market conditions for crypto, on top of all of those other economic things that were going on. So a bad year across the board for crypto in 2022. Hard to believe 2023 would be any worse, but that's still in the future. We're sitting here in February, and there's a long year ahead of us. So with that, so what do you do, right? Dogecoin declined by 60% in 2022. That's right. It went down 60%. So if you can imagine having a 60% gain on your investment today, that means Doge would go from where it is now at 820, and it would go up 60%. That would only be like 13, 14 cents. So we know that's doable because Doge was just there. We look at the 4-hour, go to the daily, zoom out a little more in the daily, and we go back to this big run that Dogecoin had here at the end of October when Elon Musk bought Twitter. Dogecoin went up to 15 cents here. So that would be about an 80% gain from today, just up to where it was right back here at the beginning of November. In traditional stock market investing, you're pretty much relying on like 8% per year. This would be an 80% gain just to get back here to where it was on November 1st. And so in crypto, when there's risk, obviously there's more risk as well, but the reward is bigger too in investing in crypto. And that's why I like crypto as well. Again, not financial advice. Only invest what you're willing to lose, because we don't know what's going to happen with upcoming regulations in the United States and other countries, and how crypto is going to be seen as countries start to develop their own central bank digital currencies. So I just think that over time, crypto is just going to continue to grow, and some of the crap projects are going to be left by the wayside. Mostly due to, I think, United States regulations is going to thin out, I think, the overall crypto landscape. But Doge is an OG crypto now. Started in 2013, and those OG cryptos, they're going to be around, and a lot of them will move with the markets. Like if Bitcoin now sitting here at 23,500. If Bitcoin goes up on a big run, most crypto is going to go on a big run as well. That's just happens with Bitcoin, as it has 43% of the total crypto market. So as Bitcoin goes, most crypto follows. But Bitcoin, being as big as it is, may not move as much percentage-wise as the chance of some other altcoins, and Doge being one of them. So in my opinion, stacking Dogecoin now is a big bet, but a good bet, I think. Yes, risky, but it's an OG. It's going to be around, and it's a proof of work cryptocurrency. I don't think it's going to be labeled as a security, as Gary Gensler and the Fed have been talking about cryptos and regulations and what's a security and what's not. Dogecoin had a fair launch. There weren't airdrops. There weren't all these other things that a lot of these tokens have done. Proof of work cryptocurrency, just like Bitcoin is. In fact, it has the Bitcoin core in it. And so it works much like Bitcoin, except it doesn't have a hard cap. The mining rewards will just continue. So it doesn't have halving built in to Doge. It just continues to award new Dogecoins to mining. So, and I don't think that's a difference that's going to deem Dogecoin to be a security, in my view. But if you listen to Michael Saylor talking about Bitcoin, he's just like, well, Bitcoin's the only one that's not a security. Everything else will be. But I don't know. Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, and Doge, I think, are all kind of in the same boat. So Doge is doing very well. And again, once Doge recovered back from the upper sevens, came back and was trading sideways today to about 810 when Bitcoin went on its little run up to 23.5. Doge is now up here in 820. So it's reestablished itself in this horizontal zone between 8 and 8.5 cents. So we'll watch that as it trades and kind of going to do more sideways trading. But on Monday, we've got the stock markets opening in the United States. And right now, looking at the futures, yeah, a little bit green, 0.16% on the Dow, 0.25 on S&P, 0.38 on NASDAQ. So a little bit in the green in the futures right now, but we'll see how they are pre-market on Monday morning because that could change based on any news that comes out. There's not supposed to be any big economic news next week. I think the Fed meeting is like the following week, where they're going to be talking about, again, raising interest rates again. Is going to be 25 basis points or 50 basis points, kind of hinted through the minutes of the last FOMC meeting that some were already pushing for 50. So that may be leading to that. That probably won't be good for the markets. And also, there's an investor here who says that tech has yet to bottom and reveals mega cap stocks to avoid. So some in the stock world are still thinking that stocks are going to go down, and if stocks have a big dump, crypto will probably follow. So we could be for more volatility going forward in crypto. We could see some more dips coming. So that's what I see coming up. You're at 10 cents. So yeah, we're not that far from 10 cent Doge, at 820, not that far away. So a 10 cent average is not bad, because I do believe that Doge is going to be trading above 10 cents. So I think you'll be okay. When Doge won, that's a good question, Bogdan. We don't know. Haven't heard from Elon on that. Some are saying this summer, but we don't know. And this is the SpaceX project that's all going to be funded with Dogecoin that Elon had talked about a couple of years ago. Kind of thought that it would happen in 2022, and it didn't. And now we're in 2023. I know SpaceX has been working a lot on testing out its larger rockets. Elon has a huge desire to, set out the timeline for a mission to Mars, and so he's working a lot on that. Doge One is not going to be part of that, but SpaceX has a lot of rockets, and they're building a lot of stuff, testing a lot of things. So I just haven't heard when that's going to be. We don't know about Tesla accepting Bitcoin again, and maybe even Dogecoin as payment for cars. And then Twitter and what's going to happen with payments on the Twitter platform. There's a lot that are still thinking that crypto is going to be involved somehow. Although there's this Twitter coin that's kind of been leaked out that may just be an on-app and on-website form of currency for tipping, but then you can cash out or you can buy those Twitter coins using crypto or fiat. We'll see how that all works out. But right now, it's kind of in a wait and see mode. So that's kind of, I think, where we are with Doge right now, is a lot of it is a wait and see mode, and Doge is just going to be following the other cryptos. So right now, Bitcoin up a little bit this evening to 23,570. So that's good, positive movement this evening. We'll see how that goes going forward. Watcher Guru has this article about a big whale wallet has moved 359 million Dogecoin to a Binance wallet. Now, I don't know. Dogecoin is responsible for much of the current expansion of the meme coin world. That's Doge, right? The movement started with Doge, expanded to other meme coins. There's Shiba Inu. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Nevertheless, Dogecoin's rapid climb took off when Tesla CEO Elon Musk openly embraced it, began tweeting about it. Doge's price has risen with each encouraging tweet from Elon, confirming its place as one of the market's most popular meme coins. So that is the background of Doge. The rising popularity has made Doge a whale favorite. There are a lot of big wallets out there. But my view of that is a lot of those biggest wallets are exchange wallets. And we don't know which exchanges own a lot of those wallets. There's a lot of exchanges that have been identified on the top wallet list, but there are some big exchanges like Webull. We don't know which one is theirs. So this movement of 190 million Dogecoin, worth about $15 million, was transferred from a top 20 wallet to a Binance wallet. That top 20 wallet there, that could be just another Binance wallet. And this just could have been a movement from one wallet to another wallet. We don't know. But the one thing that's interesting, though, is they moved $15 million worth of Dogecoin, and it cost them 20 cents. The fee was only 20 cents. That's how cheap Dogecoin is. Now, I know there are some exchanges that charge an additional fee on top of that to transfer crypto, or in this case, Dogecoin off, but 20 cents to move $15 million worth of Dogecoin. So that starts to show you how great of a coin Doge is, and Doge can be used as a currency and not have big fees. It doesn't have gas fees like Ethereum has. Every time you use Ethereum, there's these big gas fees. Doge doesn't have that. So that's why Doge could be a much easier to use currency and cheap and fast. So that's what that explains to me right there. So thought that was interesting article there. Bogdan asks, where is best to stake Doge? So here's the thing about Dogecoin. Dogecoin is not a proof of stake cryptocurrency. It's proof of work. There are miners that are validating the transactions on the blockchain. So when you buy Dogecoin, you hold it in your wallet and you wait, right? You dime in hand, you hold it. And then if you want to spend some, like you want to buy something like on a Tesla merch store or AMC tickets or other places that accept Dogecoin, you use it as currency and you spend it. Dogecoin, you don't stake it. And if you see someone offering staking of Dogecoin, be careful, because that's what people were doing on Voyager and Celsius. They didn't call it staking. They called it earn program or rewards programs or something like that. And what were they doing? They were taking your Doge or your cash equivalent and they were lending it out, trying to make more money off it. They got over leveraged and they ended up going bankrupt. Don't do that with Doge. Dogecoin is not a proof of stake cryptocurrency. There is no staking. So if there's some business that is offering staking rewards for Doge, my advice, stay away. Just stay away from that. Buy your Dogecoin on a reputable exchange. My recommendation, and I'm here in the United States, I recommend Binance.us. And then you buy your Doge. This is where I bought my Doge, right over here at $7.90. And then you transfer it to your wallet. I use Ledger. Here's my Ledger Nano S that I have here. And I have a link in the description below if you're interested in Ledger hardware wallets. So that's my recommendation. I also have links for both Coinbase and Binance.us for buying Doge and cryptocurrencies in general. And like with Coinbase, you join using my link and you fund your crypto. You fund Coinbase, and they'll give you $10 free Bitcoin for doing that. So you can check that out with my link below. And I also have this Webull if you're interested in using an app. I have Webull. I think I have a link in the description below for Robinhood too, and you get a free stock or something. Not as great rewards, but it could be a good stock. And if you don't like the stock, you just sell it and you buy more Doge. So you can try that out as well. But this is what I use. I use Binance.us. These are the bid and the asks here. And you can see all the most recent sales here from 817 to 818 to the most recent sale has been 820 on Binance.us here. Someone bought 2,439 Dogecoin. So congratulations to them at 820. But this tells you sort of, on the asks, 821, 22, 23, 24. This is on all of Binance, including Binance US and Binance together. This is their market. And within Binance.us, you place your order. It'll show up down here on your open orders. If you do a limit order, which is what I recommend, you choose your price and you limit order and then you hit it. Now the market orders aren't bad on Binance US. There's a really, really tight spread here between 820 and 821. So if you do a market order, you're probably going to grab that 821 right there. It's not like Robinhood where the spread is much greater and you end up paying a lot more. On Robinhood, you'd probably be paying like 825 or something right now. But you'd get it at 821 here on Binance.us. So that's my little take here on exchanges. I did a whole stream on exchanges earlier. That is a video on my channel. If you're interested in my top 5 exchanges, check out that video that I did a few days ago. So what else is going on? We've got this is another one. Huge Dogecoin whale moves Doge to Binance. Another article of the same thing. Kind of interesting. Some Ethereum whales have recently sent more than 200 million ETH to Binance and Coinbase. Large transfers come as Bitcoin teeters on the edge of a significant level of support. So we don't know what these whales are up to and even who these whales are. I mean, that's the one thing about cryptocurrency is that it is anonymous. And again, it could be exchanges just repositioning their coins amongst different wallets. We've seen that happen a lot before. And that's all this might be, but it could be a whale who might be getting ready to sell some too. We don't know. In crypto news, crypto now primed for a massive Fed bombshell that could play havoc with the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Doge, Polygon, Solana. This is by Billy Bambra on Forbes. And this is interesting because 2023 so far, crypto's been pretty good since January 1st. Most crypto is up. And there's an opportunity going forward for crypto to continue to go up. Bitcoin is up almost 50% since the beginning of the year. But now analysts are poring over the latest economic data. They're seeing persistent inflation, possible recession. Influential investors have predicted the Federal Reserve could be about to trigger a fresh Bitcoin and crypto bull run. That's right. Despite the negative economic news, what the Fed does could actually help crypto. So that is kind of interesting. A former BitMEX chief executive, Arthur Hayes, said, I'm super bullish for Bitcoin and crypto. I believe in the response of what the monetary and fiscal authorities will do in another unpleasant situation. They'll hand out money to people and they'll print it. We saw that with the stimulus checks in 2020 and 2021, right? A lot of money just being printed, handed out, and it was going into crypto. This will be almost the same thing. They're going to buy their way out of this semi-recession or whatever's going on, which is printing money. We'll see how they solve this with the overhead debt crisis that's probably going to come up early in the summer, late spring, early summer. We'll see how that all plays out. That could then just be just a political stances, and then they'll figure it out there right at the end, and there won't be any big crash though. But Janet Yellen is already warning about that, that's something that could come. But we'll see how the Republicans and Democrats in the United States sort of work that out. What else we've got? We've got Musk-driven Dogecoin surge as a warning to Twitter. What is going to happen with Twitter and what's happening on the Twitter platform? That's pretty interesting. With this article, when Elon Musk back in end of October finally announced, yes, I'm buying Twitter, Dogecoin leaped 100% in a single week on hopes that the cryptocurrency-oriented path for Twitter, so that because of Elon's support of Dogecoin, that would be good for Doge. Elon buying Twitter, right? Gets it out of the hands of a board of directors and a publicly traded company, and Elon can pretty much do whatever he wants. He owns it. It's a privately held company now. Right now, so far, what we've heard is he wants to get. He's got a lot of other things to worry about on the Twitter platform, about what's free speech and trying to uncover all of the things that were being done before to suppress certain accounts and other accounts getting banned and things like that, taking on the mainstream media and journalism with the Twitter brand. It's just kind of interesting, fascinating to watch. He's still trying to make it profitable, which is a challenge because Twitter has not made any money in its existence. And so Elon's trying to streamline things. And I just read there were another like 50 layoffs or something. So still trying to trim the costs and make Twitter profitable. We'll see how that goes. But once Twitter can be a payment processor, I think the path for Twitter to be more profitable is greater in the future. And so they've made applications for that. It's going to take a number of months, probably till the end of the year. And that could be a while before we see that. So right now it's the time to be patient. That's right. This is the time of patience. Doge at 819 now. Again, we zoom out here, we look at the daily, and we're like, Doge. Just in October of 2021 here, Doge was up at 30 cents. From 8 to 30, that's a 3.5x from here. That's a pretty good return on your investment. We know Doge was even higher, the craziness back in May of 2021 when Doge went up to 60, 70 cents. That's pretty crazy. But we know what happens when there's a big catalyst and Doge starts taking off. People start buying, that it does take off. And I'm sure there were people buying Dogecoin up here 13, 14, 15 cents that are now sitting on those bags as Doge is back down here at 8 cents. But it'll get back up there. I'm very confident in that. It's just going to take a while. So we need to be patient. So this is the time for stacking. This is the time for this in bear market. This is the time for dollar cost averaging. If you have a higher average than where Doge is now, you can bring that average down by buying some at lower price. And like I say, I think there's going to be more dips coming. The indicators are there. We're talking about the stock market maybe doing more dips in the United States, which would mean cryptocurrency would probably be dipping as well. Bogdan, you have another question. Next halving, if BTC gets to 120,000, where do you see Doge? Okay, so it's probably not going to be at the halving. I think it's going to happen after. The halving is probably a little over a year away. And history has shown that the overall crypto bull market happens after the halving. So that would be later in 2024 and then into 2025 would be the bull market. But let's just use that as a theory and say Bitcoin's going to go over 100,000. It's going to go to 120,000. So from here, this would just be the most conservative thing. So like if Dogecoin was just going to follow Bitcoin, then Bitcoin, let's see, 120,000 divided by 23,000. So that's like a little over 5x. It's 5 times. So if it was compared and we say 0.082 times 5, there'd be 40-cent Dogecoin. If there were no other catalysts and Dogecoin traded right with Bitcoin and Bitcoin went to 120,000 from here, Doge would be 40 cents. Now, you hear that and you're like, 40 cents, is that all? Well, again, Bitcoin doesn't trade as volatile as altcoins, particularly meme coins like Doge. We know Doge can be volatile. Bitcoin went from a high of 69,000 to now at 23,000. That's where Bitcoin is now. Dogecoin was at a high of 74 cents and now it's at 8 cents, a much bigger drop from its all-time high. I would think that if Bitcoin went on a run in a bull market and hit over 100,000 and went up to 120, like you're suggesting, Doge would be a lot more than 40 cents because it would go on a big run as well. And it would be a bigger run percentage-wise, which is why I believe in not just buying Bitcoin. I think it's good to have Bitcoin, but if you're looking for a bigger return on your investment, that you buy some altcoins, and Doge would probably be one of them. So again, not financial advice, but this is what I'm doing. Right? I've got some Bitcoin, I've got some ETH, got a lot of Dogecoin, and I'm also buying other coins as well. There are others that are already doing well, like Optimism is one. This was one that we've been talking about on this channel. If you've been watching me, is Optimism. You know, this huge run that Optimism went on. So I bought Optimism down here at like 212 because I got in like the 1st of February here at 212 with Optimism, and now it's at $3. I wasn't able to buy Optimism back here. That's when I was buying my Algorand, which I think is going to do well. If I had been watching Optimism and thought that was going to be better, I could have gotten Optimism from under $1 and you'd be up 3x by now already. It's this kind of thing that altcoins can do. You don't see that with Bitcoin. And I think Optimism is just going to keep going from here. So I bought some right on February 1st, right around $2.12. So that's where I bought. That's where I bought my optimism. But there are others that are going to do well as well, including Shib. And I talk about Shib just in the context of making money in crypto. I know Shib was made to be the Dogecoin killer. Well, it didn't kill Doge, right? And now Shib is going off and doing its own thing. So here's an article on the Shibarium update. So they've launched a Shibarium portal to boost adoption. And they warn crypto traders to avoid beta tokens. So essentially, it's a test net that they're creating for Shibarium. And this portal is called Join the Shibarium. And that what it's going to allow developers and content creators to do is to test out the ecosystem and be able to build things like tokens and other things on the layer 2 that Shibarium is supposed to be. Now, this isn't running yet, but they say it may come out next week as a beta test, but they're warning people that if you see some test token out there built on Shibarium, don't buy it because it's not real yet. So be careful. There's probably going to be some scammers out there. They're going to try and create something and make money and try and steal people's money. So be careful about that. But there's progress being made on Shibarium, and the Shib token, yeah, I mean, it could take off. Again, if Shib's history, it was back up here at 60, 70, 80. Now it's at 12. 4 zeros and 12. So I bought some Shib because I don't want to miss that next big Shib run. But there's probably going to be a big run in Shib, and I'm going to be in it, and then I'm going to sell. I'm not a long-term Shib holder, but I'm going to profit off the next run. I'll take my profit and probably roll it into Bitcoin for longer term. Would probably be, that's my plan right now, that what I would be doing. But this kind of crazy ride, I think that's going to happen again. Will it get up to this high again? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. Shib continues to burn tokens. So it's a decreasing overall supply, but there's a crap ton of Shib tokens, trillions and trillions and trillions that are out there. But again, it's stacking and it's buying here in the bull or the bear market down here. Will we see more dips? I think so. This is the 12 line that I have in yellow here. And if she dips below 12, I'll probably add a little more. So we'll see. I've got a nice stash now, so I'll kind of sit on that and see. Because, I maybe even buy more Doge if Doge drops below 8 cents again. So we'll see. But that's what I'm looking at. Do you think Solana will pass all-time high? Solana's got problems, in my opinion. Solana just had another problem with its blockchain. There were some nodes or something that I don't know. I don't know all the details of it. There are others on YouTube that have covered this in more detail. So I don't know all the specifics, but I am not a Solana fan, and I don't own any. So where's my Solana thing? It's at $23 now. So yeah, Solana's all-time high was up here at $257. So a 10x from here, from 23, gets you to 230. So that's close, right? A 10x from here. We just don't know what's going to happen with this Solana blockchain. We don't know. And there's a lot more coming out about FTX's involvement, Sam Bankman-Fried's involvement with Solana, the Solana developers, and working together with FTX down in the Bahamas. What was going on there? I don't know. There was something goofy going on. And when FTX went bankrupt, Solana just crashed from $34 down to $12. There were some people who are picking up a lot of Solana down here at $10 now and up to 23, they've already doubled. But that was risky buying that down there because we didn't know what was going to happen to Solana. So, but from here, I don't know. I don't know, Bogdan. Solana is a mystery to me. That they have been plagued on their blockchain of having to restart it, having to pause it, having problems. What you shouldn't have that, but people still continue to buy it and support it. It's like no, I believe more in the Algorand blockchain, and so that's what I have invested in more is Algo, and I bought Algo down here at the bottom, 17 and 16 cents on Algo. So that's what I was buying there in December was Algorand, because I think over the long term, they've got a much more stable and better blockchain. And I think that it's going to do very well. Now, percentage-wise, is it going to do as well as other tokens? Maybe not. Crypto is risky investing, though, and you got to be careful. And so I think of all crypto projects, that's probably one after Bitcoin and ETH that is probably the safest. So that's why I put some into that. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Where do you think SHIB will go once beta is released? So we already see a lot of movement in the Bone token. Because I think that's the token that's actually going to be used on Shibarium. But SHIB is going to continue to be burned. More SHIB is going to be burned as the Shibarium is used. So that's going to be good for the SHIB token. Overall, though, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement of SHIB. And, I would say at least 50%. So that would probably go up to 18, 19 would be my guess. But that's probably far-reaching for the beta. That's just the beta. So we'll see. I think by at least having the beta out there, people will begin to realize that there's actually really something there that's been built, because up to now it's all been kind of rumored and there's no real proof of this thing. And but it just sounds like more and more that they have actually been building this layer 2 called Shibarium. And once they see that there's actually something there, I think that's going to be very exciting for SHIB. And so SHIB is moving completely away from this so-called Dogecoin killer kind of thing and actually building something that is a utility for the SHIB ecosystem. So I think that's good for the project. And is it good for crypto overall? I don't know. Do they really need another, layer 2? But because so much money got pumped into SHIB last year, that they've got a lot of money. So they've created something. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out for them. We'll see. For Dogecoin right now, Dogecoin is still a neutral sentiment score. It's kind of still sitting right here in the middle, right in the yellow. So it's not positive and not negative. It's just kind of neutral. That's where SHIB is on its rating from Investors Observer. We could see more downfall in crypto. Again, that would be more dips. And I look at the dips as buying opportunities because, again, with all of these, I mean, even Bitcoin is going to go on another run. And if Bitcoin is going to come back up to $60,000, $70,000, the whole crypto market is going to go with, some more than others. So, yeah, but again, that could take a couple of years. So now is the time to stack. Now is the time to be patient, not get frustrated that there's not huge movements. I mean, we did just have a pretty good January and beginning of February for crypto. So a little retracement here that we've had, from the middle to end of February is not all that unwarranted. So I don't think that's too bad. So enjoy the dip. And this is an opportunity to, again, just buy for the future. You invest now and don't get frustrated with the price, even if it continues to go down a little bit after you buy, because if you're looking at the long term and you think crypto is going to go back up to its highs where it was back in 2021, then you buy and you be patient and you wait. And that's what we'll be doing here. And I know that's not the most exciting thing. You want to hear that these all rockets and we're going to the moon next week. It's just not happening. It's not realistic. So you guys tune into me on my live stream, because I'm not going to be feeding you a bunch of BS about these crazy, rocket ships and stuff. It's just, this is the reality of trading, and I'd rather give you the straight stuff than try and pump up my channel by giving you false hope. It's eventually going to happen. Doge here now at 819. So on the stream, it's just been sideways. Just going sideways here, 30-minute chart. So this is what we got. Now by tomorrow, are we going to be testing down here below 810, 8.5? We could, or could we be pushing up to 830? Depends on the sentiment and a lot about what Bitcoin's doing. So we'll check that out. So that's what I've got for tonight, guys. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. When this live stream is over, I will be putting on my 24-hour Dogecoin chart again. So be sure to check that out. Leave a comment in the messages or in the chat there. Just whatever your feelings are, whenever, about Doge, you can check on it at any time. So appreciate you tuning into that as well, whenever. And for now, we're just talking about stacking Dogecoin. So hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be on again 9 o'clock every night. Just going to keep doing this because I believe in the future. And so tune in and we will continue to chat. So have a good evening and a good Monday, and we will see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.